Hey Dad, when do you think it's necessary to have an 18-speed transmission? Should everybody just switch out their 13 or 10 speed and go for an 18?
Well, 18 speed is nice, um, but really, the only time that you really need it is when you're climbing hills. That's when they come into their own. A 10 speed will do everything that an 18 speed will do. You just end up gear bound quite a bit more. So, when I first drove the Alaska Haul Road, for example, I did run a 10 speed, a heavy duty 10 speed in a Freightliner for the first 3 months, and it did the job just fine. The only problem was is I'd either be lugged down too far or wound all the way out. I was always gear bound, so I'd always have to drop one gear lower. That way I could have the RPM range all the way throughout. I could accelerate up if I needed to. Once I moved to a 13 speed, it made everything dramatically better because I could split those higher gears. In 18 speed, if you're hauling really heavy up hills, then you want to have an 18 speed so you can split those lower gears if you end up in the low side. Um, but that's pretty much it. I mean, if you're not hauling heavy, if you're not climbing hills, and you really have to, factor in that combination. You need to be hauling heavy on hills. You really don't need an 18 speed. If I was going to suggest anything, if a guy just wants to be able to split those gears, a 13 speed is much more affordable than an 18 speed, especially for a direct replacement. And it will do 90% of what you're wanting an 18 speed to do for you, for sure. So an 18 speed, they're great, but they're certainly not necessary.